crazy. Emma Vigeland has never once said that it's a bougie concern to care about being a victim of crime. That's totally ridiculous. And to take her comments out of context when she shared her own experience on the subway.
What's going on, you guys? Today we have even more people chiming in on Ana Kasparian versus Emma Vigeland, the Majority Report versus TYT. It is getting really messy. It's getting really messy where, like, for multiple people are now talking about how fake Ana Kasparian is and how genuine it seems like, the Majority Report, Emma Vigeland is. It's really picking up steam now. More people are dogpiling onto the TYT. Let's get into it.
Guilty. Okay, hold on. Okay, Peter Thiel also financed Facebook. Did anybody ever use Facebook? I know Emma did, because she used to make videos for us on Facebook. Emma, I can't believe you work with Peter Thiel, and Peter Thiel funded organization Facebook. Hey, give me all that money back from all of your videos.
So again, I just wanted to refresh your guys' memory, because we are about to take a look at what Emma said on Twitter. She decided to weigh in, and frankly, how could she not at this point? I mean, TYT went on like a 6-7 minute long rant last night, just out of nowhere, completely smearing her, line, taking things out of context, doing exactly what they accuse their left-wing critics like us of doing to them. As I said, do you want to take a look, Zach,
Absolutely.
at what Emma weighed in with?
For sure. And first off, she clarifies that Cenk is lying through his fucking teeth here. She says, posting on Facebook, which the company that employed me required me to do. That means what he's saying is he told her to post on Facebook, and now he's trying to use it as a lazy gotcha without talking about, of course, he required her to use her social media. That's pretty par for the course, especially in 2016, 2017, when she would have worked at the Young Turks. And she adds, still no response to Sam Cedar's offer to come on for a conversation. But that is not all from Miss Emma Vigeland. She adds, she kind of piggybacks onto Matt Leck's point and says, to be fair, some of that money didn't go to paying back Jeffrey Katzenberg. It didn't go into Brianna Wu's pocket. Some of it also had to go into hiring a union-busting law firm, which, if you're familiar with the Vanguard, we've covered like flies on shit, because it absolutely spurned our good pal, good friend of the show, Hank Thompson. Yep. And he was thrown under the bus, maligned, and smeared as a result of trying to speak up to Cenk, the host of a progressive, supposedly, news network.
Yep, absolutely, 100%. I mean, it's a great point from Emma. And as I said earlier, if you guys watch that documentary from Hank, what's it called again, Zach?
Tell the Truth, Cenk.
Tell the Truth, Cenk. Yeah, check it out, guys. Goes in depth on how absolutely, almost without a doubt, TYT donation money, hard-earned money from people that were supposedly supporting a left-wing cause, it went to hire a union-busting firm to attempt to squash.
So now we not only have Emma Vigeland going back and forth with Ana Kasparian, we now have the Vanguard covering it. We now have Hank Thompson covering it. And mind you, Emma Vigeland and Hank Thompson were both very much aligned, even employed by TYT. And what happens is that we have the Young Turks, we have Cenk Uygur, we have Ana Kasparian turning into the own monster, turning into the own enemy that they would have criticized a few years before. They have literally pulled an entire villain arc. They have completely turned their backs, and now it seems like we have the entire Avengers going after the Young Turks, calling out all of this nonsense. And, good for them. It's not that the drama is going back and forth. It's not, nobody really wants any of that. But whenever you have someone who is literally saying something and they're pushing one message out, they want to be perceived in one way, but it's obvious that they're not even standing on that, I believe that deserves to get called into the light. Let's keep on going.
Wash an actual worker movement within this progressive company, this supposedly progressive company. I mean, you could not create a more, satirical, whatever you want to call it. You could not create a parody that is this humiliating for Cenk Uygur.
Oh, no, absolutely not. And as Hank points out, you can literally search on the NLRB website for the Young
Yep.
Turks to see the evidence of their labor violations. Like, it's kind of like denying Scientologists are just an exploitative cult, right? It's like, no, you can Google it. You can find out about the guy that invented it, right? You can't deny with the reality. Cenk is at the point where he is doing just like straight up denial of reality. And let's go in even deeper because Karen Kasparian coming out the woodwork, flexing her muscles before the TYT live show. She says, yet another sign of her pathetic dishonesty. Emma was employed by TYT when the company announced recognition of the union. Yeah, that doesn't mean that you guys didn't try and undermine and stop it. It succeeded in spite of you, not because of you. Does Starbucks deserve credibility? And right. Starbucks is an anti-union. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
There's unionized Starbucks all over the country. Yeah, because they fought and overcame your stupid managerial asses, not because you aided and assisted in their, progressive and just regular good person right to organize.
Yeah.
And American right.
Especially when she advocates that we all shut up and take when someone assaults us on public transportation. Not wanting to get punched in the face is a bougie concern after all. I mean, this is just a mishmash of bullshit, of stupid talking points and smears, dishonest garbage from Ana Kasparian. Who knows what she's doing? She's pandering to people like Tim Pool and idiots in his audience that hate Emma Vigeland, that want to, caricature her and her opinions. But that's absolutely crazy. Emma Vigeland has never once said that it's a bougie concern to care about being a victim of crime. That's totally ridiculous. And to take her comments out of context when she shared her own experience on the subway is absolutely disgusting. Emma has a right to.
So, right, what Ana Kasparian is, wanting to get across is that she's going to say one thing in the tweet, and that'll get one person riled up, and then she'll say another thing. She'll say, oh, yeah, she doesn't care if you get assaulted on the subway. So then somebody reads that, and then their brain goes to that. She is using all of these different tricks to get you completely off the guard, to completely have you not focus in on what is actually being said, which is, I'm calling you out. Cenk Uygur still hasn't gone on to talk about everything that's going on with Sam Seder. We still haven't gotten an actual back and forth. We're really just throwing subliminals at this point. You're just subtweeting me and everything like that, or you're just talking to me in Twitter quotes. Doesn't even it's childish. So she doesn't want to have you realize that they're not actually responding, that they're not really saying anything at all. She's going to put up all these talking points to get you emotionally invested in something completely different. It's a lot of double speaking going on to say, oh, well, she doesn't care about this, just throwing smut. It really saying a whole lot of nothing still.
Express however she feels about her response to that situation. And it's particularly disgusting, Zach, because Ana Kasparian, she'll go on all these right-wing shows, and time after time she smears the left over and over again, saying that when she shared a vulnerable, sensitive experience, something traumatic that happened to her, she says that people on the left mocked her, that they disrespected her, that they denied what had happened to her, that they treated her like shit, that they didn't believe her. But Emma Vigeland also shared a vulnerable, sensitive experience. She also talked about how she was a victim of something. And what's Ana Kasparian doing? What's Ana Kasparian? She said it was stupid. She said what Emma Vigeland said is stupid. There, I said it. That's what she said last night on the Young Turks. I mean, how disgusting is that?
Yeah, it's 100%. We've talked about how the home of progressives at TYT is a glass house, and the only thing they have is stones. And they sure throw a lot of them. Emma comes back in. She's done fucking around. You know what? It's over. Gloves are coming off, and Emma has every right to defend herself against Anna's hysterics. She says, unclear what this means. I'm a member of a union. If that's a shot at my upbringing, I'll let my work speak for itself. The TYT NLRB complaint is public. I've tried to keep our differences professional. I loved you as a friend at one point. I'm sorry you've gone down this road. That's so nice. That what else are you supposed to say? I loved you as a friend at one point. Jesus Christ, it's kind of like Obi-Wan and Anakin at the end of Star Wars 3. It's like, you were supposed to destroy the Sith, not join them. You know what I mean? That's what I'm picturing. It's surrounded by lava, Emma pleading with Ana Kasparian. Please don't go, Karen. Please, no, not the NIMBY. And this is what it comes down to, right? I think Anna is trying to point out the fact that maybe Emma grew up affluent. I don't give a fuck how you grew up if your politics are legit, but just don't cosplay as something you're not. Like, we were talking about how laughable it is for Cenk and Anna to talk about how they're the real working class when they're absolutely upper crust. They were born upper crust. They're going to die upper crust, right? We are real working class people. I don't give a fuck if Anna, or excuse me, if Anna or Emma for that matter. I keep saying Anna when I mean Emma. Jesus Christ. I don't care where you come from or what kind of upbringing you have, as long as you're actually advocating on behalf of the people who you claim to be advocating on behalf of. We would have never really batted an eye or paid too much attention to Ana Kasparian in the same way that we don't pay attention to tons of conservative hosts, because we just don't really care about debunking them. She calls herself a progressive and espouses conservative politics, and that's why we have to debunk it and call it out, because it's a misrepresentation of our leftist politics, and they are the largest progressive news network. So when they go out and advertise that, it misleads people.
Yep, 100%.
So yeah, at this point, we have the Young Turks playing as something that they're not. They are saying that they are the home of the progressives. They are not. They are actually not the home of the progressives at all, by any means necessary. It almost seems like they haven't been for a while. And now, instead of saying, well, let's have an honest conversation about this, let's talk about, what it means to us to be a progressive, what it means to other people to be a progressive, and let's get on these shows and really come together as a people. Instead of that, what they're doing is they're saying, no, they're going on their show. You say, I don't like Emma Vigeland. The Vanguard, I don't like them either. We don't like any of these places. These guys are all just haters. They're what's wrong with the left. And no, they're literally causing like a mass psychosis of like, this is what it means to, they're moving their audience. And it almost seems like they're being paid off to bring a lot of their audience with them to the right. It seems it does. That's all. I'm going to call it like what it is. Instead of having an honest conversation about what it means to be progressive, they are now saying, no, we're the ones that know what it means to be left. We're bringing, we're this new idea of left, and it's like, are you at all? And they're completely abandoning all of their values and all their principles, and I believe that they're getting paid off to mislead a few of their fans, which they have quite a few. They have about 6 million at this point, so it's sad to see. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. It's another day in the progressive way.